They call me el Bongocero. When you play the bongos, you hit really hard, boom, boom. So I was hitting the guy in the body, like, and it was making the same sound. When you see el Bongocero fighting, you know you're gonna hear them bongos playing. Every time I go to the body, it's easy work.
The south side of Williamsburg, Brooklyn, like much of New York City, was built on industry and hustle. Since the completion of the Williamsburg Bridge in 1903, the neighborhood has been a place for immigrants looking for opportunity and whatever success their blood and sweat could bring. From the new generation of neighborhood locals with drive and hustle is the boxer Wesley Ferrer. At the age of 25, he had an undefeated record of 12-0 and is trying to become part of the next wave of elite New York boxers. Wesley and his father, also trainer, Mateo, put it all on the line as they attempt their American dream.
Wesley as a kid was very timid. He was coming from a small town in the Dominican Republic, so coming to a big city like this, he was kind of afraid. When he was small, I had him try piano lessons, and he said that he wasn't into it because of those little black dots. So I said, okay, you don't like the piano, so I'm gonna try baseball. I was moving along, and I said, I want to try him into everything. I tried him into basketball. He was a good rebounder, but he wasn't a good shooter. I brought him over here, and I said, man, we gotta try boxing. The minute Wesley shot the first punch, I said, man, this guy's a fighter.
I grew up in the Dominican Republic in Jamasa, just like a regular kid, playing around with the gloves. Boxing was a game to me. It was nothing serious. And when I moved to Brooklyn with my dad, I was 14. I couldn't even speak English, like, at all. It was hard for me going to school. I told him that I wanted to try boxing, and he asked me, like, are you sure? Because if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right. 12 years later, here we are.
Now he changes to southpaw.
There's no reason to. His plan was working fine.
Ooh.
Moyette's too square.
1-2, and Moyette goes down.
The winner of the 132-pound novice championship is from the blue corner, Wesley Ferrer.
After a successful amateur run that included a pair of golden gloves, Wesley attracted the attention of the New York boxing promoters and started his professional boxing career. Whether they admit it or not, fighters are put into two categories: the A side and the B side. Those who have, those who have not. Those who are favored to win, and the fighters who are put there to lose. The first group are trying to prove they belong and stay on top. The others trying to fight their way in.
In itself, boxing, has too many natural enemies. So you got to be aware of that. You need to understand that, okay, I can't be the creator of my own enemies because already in the nature of what I'm doing, there's too many natural enemies. And the political boxing, you understand that. So you got to make yourself aware of that and say to yourself, okay, I need to stay sober. When I use the word sober, it's just about staying focused.
The hard part about my dad being my trainer is that I don't know when is my dad talking to me or is the trainer. He tries to be on top of me and to make sure I do the right thing. Being in your 20s, living in Brooklyn, and it's hard because everywhere you go, there's something. So there's traction. When there's girls, the streets, you just gotta deal with it. Everything is in your head, man.
Despite being frustrated by the politics of boxing, Wesley and his father train every day, waiting for the promoter to give them the fight. It's been over a year since their last fight, and the end of their contract is quickly approaching. With very little money coming in, the stress of not knowing is beginning to wear on Wesley and Mateo. They often think of giving it all up. All they want is a chance to prove themselves.
Come on, let's go.
This is a crossroads time for Wesley right now. He's on the cusp of a breakout bout that could propel him on a national stage. It's incumbent upon Mateo and I to make good decisions for him, to put him in the right matches, and to really exercise as much discipline as he has available to him.
This is my uncle right here. The one who told me how to box. My mom again. This is Yamasa. My mom means everything to me. She's like the main reason why I'm pushing myself hard every day. I don't have words to say like how I feel about my mom or what she means to me.
It's the real food from Leon. Yuca con chicharrones. And my mom.
We just got news yesterday from the manager that we have a fight coming up, we have a date. When we find out about this date yesterday, it was very exciting just because Wesley has been out of the ring for so long, about a year and 3 months. Inactivity is one thing that is going to hurt the fighter. It's not only the physical inactivity, it's the mental inactivity.
That's my future. And then it's like, basically like my promoter, he don't care about my future. Why you holding me back? Every fight is a step closer to the goal. That's to win a belt, get a belt.
This is the last fight of their contract and the most pivotal moment of Wesley's career. The promoters are testing Wesley to see what kind of boxer they have. Everything they work for is proven when you cross those ropes, and all eyes are on Wesley to put on a good show. If things go wrong, it could potentially be the end of his career. They risk everything with each fight they enter.
Being a boxer is hard, man. You gotta deal with the pressure. Oh, you have a fight coming up. You got everybody telling you, oh, you better win this fight. But then you think about the fight on TV. Everybody in Williamsburg is gonna be watching how you gonna win this fight. It's just a lot going on in my head. The most important thing for me day to day is to keep him focused, like on the boxing, but also like when the training's over and all that, to keep his mind entertained so he's not bored. Because, you know, it can be boring in the training camp, like after you're done training. Because it's like you don't want to just sit home all day and do nothing. It's important for me to help him do the right thing, but have fun doing the right thing.
Professional boxing events are produced by a promoter. And so when you have an athlete that is signed by the promoter, the presumption is that his boxer will be on the A side. In other words, that's a house. Those are the boxers and the athletes that are expected to win.
Well, because boxing is so fragmented, you need a strong base to make it. For every prospect who's 10-0 or 20-0, for every champion, there has to be the other side, which is the fighter who's 5-16. Those fighters serve a purpose. They're the have-nots.
A side, B side, it don't mean anything to me because I feel like me growing up, not only in Williamsburg, but just with the whole family, I always been the a B side. They never expected much from me.
If you don't appreciate the journey, eventually you're gonna get to that time that where you think it's the, when you accomplish your goal, and you're gonna say, man, but if this is it, then you ask yourself and say, man, I don't know, man, because sometimes the journey it's more fun than the actual goal that you accomplish. I don't know that because I haven't gotten there, but eventually when I get there, I'm going to be able to judge it. You know, I got to make sure that I enjoy the journey. And I tell my son every day, make sure you enjoy the journey, man, because that's the only guarantee that we have.
With everything that's against them, Wesley and Mateo are ready for fight night. Training camp is over. Now it's time to ease the stress and enjoy the day leading up to the night. This fight and every fight to follow for them will be these types of chances in the ring. The B-side fighter shows that regardless of who might be in the way, nothing can stop him from his goal to provide a better life for himself and his family back in DR.
Wesley, as many other athletes, are fighting for an identity. They're fighting for respect. Still being a young man, is trying to carve out a niche for himself, to make himself relevant to the conversation about professional boxing in New York, and I applaud him for being in that struggle.
I fight, man, to provide financially for my family and make sure they good. Because if I have a better future, they also gonna have one. Every opponent, it means they in my weight. I'm trying to get the guy out ASAP because I know he's trying to hurt me. And if I let him hurt me, it means I cannot provide for my family, my mom. So I gotta get this guy out my way ASAP. I don't want this, I need this, and I'm gonna take it.
Rodan, 77-75 for Wesley Ferrer. John McKay, 77-75 for Will Madera. And the Barratt scored this contest 76-76 even. We have a split draw.
Though this fight ended in a draw, it earned him his first appearance on Showbox with Showtime. Wesley is a free agent now, continues to train despite not having a fight lined up. Until then, Mateo and Wes stay in the gym.